Hello everybody, riceballhime here, and this is Princess Month. Frozen has become a worldwide phenomenon that no one can escape from. One of the many, many praises I keep hearing Frozen receive is that they have reduced Disney's first good queen. I love Frozen, I think it's awesome, and I really like Elsa too. But is this particular praise justified? First, let's go through the queens and figure out which ones are evil. The Queen of Hearts, Alice in Wonderland. I'm not sure if we should be categorizing her at all, since they live in a mad world where her behavior is perfectly acceptable. Plus, since it is a dream, this is more or less just how little Alice thinks queens act. The Tim Burton version puts her as more of a villain, but it also makes it clear that we're supposed to think the White Queen is good. You know, the queen that sent someone with no fighting skills into the thick of battle to face a ferocious beast alone because a random piece of paper said to, and yeah, we'll just put them as miscellaneous. The evil queen, Grimhilda, Snow White. Okay, her title, which may as well be her name at this point, is actually Evil Queen. The Queen from Sleeping Beauty. This queen doesn't really do anything, and I'm not even sure she has a name. But as far as we know, she's not hatching evil schemes or endangering anybody, so we'll assume she's good. Sarabi and Nala, the Lion King. I don't know if technically the Disney parks ever officially christened them as queens, but the movie is called Lion King. And if he gets to be king, then by gosh darn it, they get to be queens. Both of them try to stand up to an evil dictator. One directly to his face, the other by looking for help. Both of them are in the good category. The Rapunzel Queen. Again, we know little to nothing about her, but the movie wants us to assume she's good. Queen Elsa from Frozen. Also good. As is Queen Eleanor from Brave. That's all the queens I can think of, which makes 9 queens. 1 evil, 6 good, and 2 miscellaneous. So if the majority of queens in Disney films are actually good, then why do they have a reputation for being evil? Probably because the evil queen is the most memorable. With the exceptions of Queen Eleanor and Elsa, the other queens in the movies don't do anything, and let's face it, the movie would probably get along just fine even if they weren't in it. The evil queen was powerful, determined, and obsessed with being the prettiest. Okay, her goals in that movie were really shallow, but are the kings in movies much better? In Cinderella, the king spends more time obsessing over his son getting married and giving him grandchildren than he does running the kingdom. King Stephen makes the brilliant decision to burn all spinning wheels, and then send his daughter away. Now the people of his kingdom are without a means to create clothes for themselves, and it was all entirely pointless. These aren't the only ones. Disney kings in general might be pictured as kind, but they are also often goofy and incompetent. The exception would be Mufasa, and maybe the Emperor from Mulan. But let's face it, Mufasa dies. Cracked also did a video on the possibility of him being racist. Go check it out, along with their other videos. It's almost like a trade-off. Powerful, but evil, or kind, but incompetent. And don't act like there aren't any evil kings. Remember Scar? Yeah, he was king. And even though it was very short-lived, Jafar was technically sultan for a bit. But even as an evil ruler, Scar can't seem to run his kingdom. Just look at this. Now compare it to what we've seen of the evil queen's kingdom. Okay, granted that was only her castle and the dwarves' home, but still, it is way better off. The dwarves even have time to spend their days digging up gems, and then apparently do nothing with them. Okay, so maybe it's not that Elsa was the first good queen, but rather the first queen who had any sense of power and authority and actually did stuff, and also wasn't evil. Not quite. There was another queen before her that's been getting overlooked. Queen Eleanor from Brave. Queen Eleanor is strict, tough, rigid, and highly respected even by the other tribes. She's the one running the kingdom, and everyone knows it. So why weren't more people excited to see her as a good queen? Why does everyone talk as if Elsa was the first good queen when Brave came out first? One reason might be just because of how much of a hit Frozen has been. Personally, I like Brave, but it hasn't gotten nearly the attention Frozen has, and there is actually reason for that. The other reason is probably because of Elsa's ability to perform powerful magic. Before Elsa, the only queen who was allowed to do magic was Grimhilda, so it makes sense that people would want to compare them against each other. Eleanor, on the other hand, can't do magic, and spends a great portion of her movie cursed to be a bear. Eleanor is also still spying out some sexist ideals, such as... So yeah, Elsa may not really be the first good queen to get more than 2 words of dialogue, but I can understand why people would build her up that way. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. And if you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe.